This Nebraska defense was certainly hot, especially in the second half. The offense didn't necessarily chip in. It was the same old story, Greg. The team played well enough to win in a lot of different ways, but made too many mistakes.
Yeah, it's like a broken record. Seriously, this is what we're talking about week in and week out. And, you point at the offensive line again and again and again with mistakes, and then the special teams keeps on letting you down in one area or another. This time it was the punting game. So yeah, it's just so hard because you've got one of the best defenses in the nation, and they showed that. They shut down the best rusher in the country, held him to hardly anything. And, a defense is proud, and they know they're good, but they're not going to point fingers at anybody, for losing a game because it's a team game. But, yeah, Nebraska, week in, week out, I mean, it seems like they find a way to shoot themselves in the foot. And once again, we saw it happen here at Michigan State. And it was a golden opportunity that they missed. And now, you go into, you're 2-3 now, and you're playing Northwestern, who's 2-2, and another night game. And, you got Nebraska Northwestern. And holy cow, I mean, what can you say but expect the unexpected when Nebraska and Northwestern get together? So who knows what's going to happen moving forward? But we talked to Coach Mike Dawson today, the special teams coordinator, and then Sean Beckton as well, who helps out there with the returners, and they're upset, and the guys know, everybody that's on that, the punters, everybody that let the team down, they all know it. They know what they need to do, and it sucks because I think we say this week in and week out with problems going on there, and then you have to address the offensive line as well with the problems that are going on there as well. And yeah, it's just hard to say because you have a top notch, you have one of the better defensive units really out there in the country, and it's hard when you're wasting something like that. And it's funny that a couple of years ago we were talking about, hey, you need to start, this offense needs to start outscoring teams, 38 to 31 or something like that. And no, I think things have changed in the Big Ten that we're 23 to 20 games are going to be the norm a lot. And the formula to win games in the Big Ten is play top-notch defense and run the ball, and don't make mistakes and turn the ball over. And Nebraska is failing at one of those, well, one and a half maybe of those categories right now.
This defense gave up no first downs in the second half.
None, yeah.
And gave up only 252 yards of total offense, and so about 20 some of that came in overtime. So in regulation gave up about 230 yards of total offense, which is minuscule.
Nebraska dominated time of possession, dominated yards on offense, and still come away with a loss. And you got guys on that defense playing out of their minds. And we had Garrett Nelson in studio on Sunday afternoon, and he played the game of his career, and none of these guys are pointing fingers. They're pissed. They know they played a great game. They know they're a good defense, but they're pissed because they missed a few plays, and things could have been a lot better in their minds.
26 first downs for the Huskers, 12 for Michigan State. Completing or converting 35% on offense on third down is pretty respectable. It's decent. So that's what Nebraska did on offense and held Michigan State to 1 third down conversion out of 11. 0 for 1 on fourth down. So 1 for 12 for Michigan State on offense and 442 to 254 in total yardage. But the play of the second half and the play of the game turned out to be that punt return. And was there an explanation given to punting in the wrong direction? And basically, Michigan State kind of duped the coverage team.
I mean, we've heard from the coaches, and they're just saying that the guys knew what they did wrong, and they've been working on this. So, yeah, it's just bizarre how this stuff happens, and you would think that a lot of these guys have been in enough pressure moments, and you just do your job, and you can't just say, hey, everybody has a bad day, because this is going on week in and week out, and I know that they've been hammering it down. They've been in meetings, Sunday through today already, and guys know they're being held accountable, and I mean, coaches' jobs are on the line right now as well, and I think everybody's starting to get the message, and like you kind of mentioned earlier, Coach Frost is he's starting to pay more attention, or not pay more attention, but to spend more of his time, being in the meetings there, the special teams meetings, and being in the offensive line meetings, and then actually going out there during practice and, taking over some of that coaching during those special teams times and during offensive line, periods. So, yeah, I think everybody's starting to feel a little bit of sense of urgency, and there's some heads going to be on the chopping block if things don't change and change quickly.